Alright, Middle-Aged White Guy Reacts is back, and I have another video for you. This time, we're going back to an artist that we haven't seen in a while. We saw him for Blame the Rappers, and I think I've done one reaction to another song of his, the Tupac remix. Anyway, it's Dax, and he recently dropped Dear Mom. Now, it would have been highly appropriate, I'm assuming, if I would have done this like on Mother's Day, 'cause didn't he drop it a couple of days before or on Mother's Day or something like that? So I'm assuming it's going to be that kind of song. We're a little late, but it's the thought that counts, right? Anyway, let's get right into it. This is Dax, Dear Mom.
Love you, Mom.
This is based on a true story, so I'm assuming this is his mom's story. She got in a car accident on the way to the hospital, or at some point far along in her pregnancy.
Daddy.
Like snort. Like snort.
Dear Mom, dear Mom, you know that this is your song.
Yeah, dear mom, everything you did was worth it. All the sacrifices taken when the picture wasn't perfect. I could see it in your face when I was young, and all your burdens are reminders to keep pushing when I'm working on.
Hold on. Okay.
Everything you did was worth it. All the sacrifices taken when the picture wasn't perfect. I could see it in your face when I was young, and all your burdens are reminders to keep pushing when I'm working on this circuit.
You know, as parents, what you do, push through when the picture isn't perfect. You know, you just got to stand strong for the children's sake.
Face when I was young, and all your burdens are taken when the picture wasn't perfect. I could see it in your face when I was young, and all your burdens are reminders to keep pushing when I'm working on this circuit. I remember in the Canada cold, delivering papers out the truck when I was sick, going door to door. You used to say God got me, I was meant for more, and that we was broke cause he was fixing what we had in store.
We are broke because he's fixing what we have in store. You know, say a nice little double there. All right. You know, they were broke like they didn't have any money, but they were broke because like they were broken, and God was fixing what he had in store, like, or what they had in store. Like I said, you know, you don't know why you go through the things that you go through. All right. So everything could, you know, prepare you for something down the line that's much bigger than the problems or the issues or whatever the struggles are of today. So that's very heavy right there.
God got me, I was meant for more, and that we was broke cause he was fixing what we had in store. I remember that mama used to beat my ass, then I would be mad and crying while she worked the back to back, and she'd wake me up and tell me,
working the back to backs, man. Yeah. Yep.
to beat my ass, then I would be mad and crying while she worked the back to back, and she'd wake me up and tell me that I better get to class, and then I graduated and she stood up and I saw her clap. Mom, we used to argue, now I know you was right. I'ma tell my kids the same, to be in before street lights, not to steal, do right, live, laugh, play, fight, and every night pray to God on both knees with closed eyes.
You know, and he talked about, you know, my mom whooped my ass or beat my ass, and then, you know, saying he's going to tell his kids the same thing, to be in before the street lights, and you know, this and that, and you got to hold them accountable, you know, regardless of how they are and what's going on, you got to hold them accountable, and that's what she apparently did for him. She held him accountable, and, you know, I remember as a kid wishing, because, like, you know, there was some of those kids at school whose parents didn't, you know, do anything to discipline them, and they had the run of the town, essentially. They did whatever they wanted. You know, and I thought that would have been so cool as a kid. You know, you're like, oh my God. And I just wished my parents didn't care as much as they did sometimes. you know, because then you wouldn't have to get in trouble and you wouldn't be grounded and you wouldn't be disciplined and you wouldn't have things taken away and you wouldn't get your ass beat and you know. But you gotta you gotta do it. You gotta be a you gotta instill discipline and hold your children accountable, or else it's, you know, we get generations like one's coming up now.
Right, live, laugh, play, fight, and every night pray to God on both knees with closed eyes. Everybody's got a mom, everyone relates to this. There's no way we can repay them for the things they all did. There's a message to the queens around the world who go to war and sacrifice to make a better life for all of their kids. Tuesday night you would drive me to practice, church on Sunday, midnight masses. Pushed me hard, I couldn't be stagnant, kept me calm despite the madness.
You know, and think about, you know, and yeah, a lot of it falls on moms, but there's situations where I say it falls on moms because single parent households are majority mothers, all right? But, you know, in a shared parent, and if the mom and the dad are present, the responsibility falls on both of you. But, you know, that's the burden that parents have in general, not only moms, but think about it. You work, you come home, you're taking them to practice, you're getting them dinner, you're situating them for the next day, you're bathing them, you know, and you do all of this, you know, and while you try to deal with their problems and deal with their issues and keep them calm when they're mixed up, you know, it's a hell of a job, man. It's a hell of a job, and it's all the time. It is absolutely all the time, and there's no break. There is no break. You know, and like I said in other videos, like, you know, if you had a somewhat normal childhood, okay, like I understand that there's situations where there's really bad parents out there, so I'm not including those people. All right, but for the most part, if you know, whether your parents were, you know, disciplinarians or relaxed a little bit or whatever, you know, think of what they did for you. I mean, it's incredible the amount of work it takes to raise children. It's way beyond what I ever thought it was going to be.
Practice, church on Sunday, midnight masses. Pushed me hard, I couldn't be stagnant, kept me calm despite the madness. You cooked and kept me fed, then knelt and prayed beside my bed. You'd whisper in my ear, and I still hear those words inside my head. Mom knows best, can't talk back, can't disrespect. Can't forget you held me in your stomach despite.
Yeah, you can't talk back, you know, and I wasn't afraid of necessarily talking back to my mom. It was my dad I had to worry about. He was not having that at all. Not one bit was I allowed to talk back to my mother. Nope.
Inside my head, mom knows best, can't talk back, can't disrespect. Can't forget you held me in your stomach despite all the pain, all the stress. Can't neglect, lay the bricks to my success and dedicated all your time to make sure that I did my best. Mom, I hope you know this is your song. I hope you memorize and always sing along. I hope you know I know you did your best, and every single step you ever took was to assure I never did no wrong. Can't nobody break this bond, it's infinite and then beyond. And when they ask my reason, I just say your name is my response. My love for you could stretch across 100-season lighted galaxy. I'm trying to say that can't nobody ever turn it off, Mom. Thank you is not enough. You the reason that I'm here and why I can't give up. And every single time I fall, and every time I'm stuck, you call me knowing something's wrong innately, and you pick me up. And even when we miles away, I promise we not out of touch, cause nothing can.
Wow, this is a hell of a tribute right here. This whole part, you know, I'm waiting for him to kind of, you know, he's laying it all out there. Like, you know, this is all the stuff you've done. I'm thanking you for every little thing that, you know. Crap, man, this is heavy. This is heavy. This is you know, as a parent, you know, this is what you hope for. That at the end of the day, they can have this kind of appreciation for the job you did. Whether you guys saw eye to eye every step of the way or not, whether you're a disciplinarian or not, is, you know, whatever your style is, as long as you're doing right by them and pushing them in the right direction, giving them the right life skills that they're going to need as adults, you know, you just hope that they can get to that point and still look back and appreciate everything you've done. You know, this is beautiful.
innately, and you pick me up, and even when we miles away, I promise we not out of touch, cause nothing can connect the world the way a loving mother does. For all those double shifts I saw you work, I never saw you fuss, and that's why when I'm tired I keep going, cause I know I must work to ensure you get the life you deserve. Dear mom, you an angel, so again I'm saying thank you for the memories. In time it feels like heaven on earth, and while I know I can't repay you, I'm just trying to say I'm grateful for your sacrifice and love and always putting me first. Mama, I hope you take these words and never ever have to think about or question your worth. For all your pain and your hurt, for all your struggle and work, mom, for giving me birth. I wanna say, dear mom, this a letter from your son. Those 3 jobs you were working, yeah, they probably wasn't fun. All the weight that you were carrying, it probably weighed a ton. So I made this song today to finally tell you that you done.
Wow. Made this song today to finally tell you that you're done. You've done your job. You've raised me. I am an adult. I am a functioning member of society. I am successful at what I'm doing. I am set for the rest of my life, probably. I don't know. You know, I'm assuming he's making some good money. All right. So she did it. You know, and that's the thing about being a parent, is you do the best you can, and you do what you feel is right. At the end of the day, you don't get to find out until they're grown, until it's too late to change it. You don't get to, you don't get to make precise adjustments along the way. You can make adjustments, but you're shooting blind the whole way, the whole way, unless you have raised one child to adulthood and then had children later in life and had to raise them again. Then you could say, okay, well, this child, but then all the variables that go along with it, the cultural variables, the societal pressures, the demographics of your area, like what kind of people are there, what I shouldn't say that right after demographics. Are you living in a how do people think in your area? What's their mindsets like? That's all going to have influence on the children you raise. So even though you might have the same style, like your child isn't getting raised the same every single time. Having multiple kids is like something I think about, and you can't wrap your head around it. You can't wrap your head around it. Like, there is no way to do it the same. Because even if you think you're doing it the same, you've learned something from every kid and you've applied it to the next. So you're already changing how you're doing things. So, try all you want. You'd never know until the end product is molded, hardened, and out there and ready to be inspected, and it is what it is. And you just pray that you did the best job that you could, and that you end up with a human being who is a good person. That's what I'm shooting for. Functioning, good-hearted, intelligent, hopefully, if not great, but functioning people.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah, that was a great song. That was great. Like I said, that's what you want to hear as a parent. There's not going to be all good times. It's not going to be all roses every single day, and just that they know that you did the things that you did because you loved them and you wanted the best for them. Whether it ended up being the right or the wrong thing, how are we supposed to know? So there it is. That'll be the reaction. Middle-aged white guy reacts is out. Peace.